This is going to be an epic matchup. Clash with Ash also has recently joined Nova, so it's sort of another Nova V Tribe matchup between these YouTubers.
A very astute point. The top two teams, you know, maybe alongside Queso being the third, have been duking it out at the highest levels of competitive Clash. Orange Juice starting off a little slower than Ash. Here's going to the Night Witch down the back, but he's got a massive push getting built up. Only one Musketeer to defend on Ash's right side.
A great early start for Clash with Ash as those goblins actually outran the minions and got to the tower and stabbed him just a couple times.
That's a nearly full health giant that's locked on though, and he's getting a lot of hits off.
That Miner, now Miner only does 40% damage to buildings. Against troops, he does a full 160 per swing, and it makes him really good at picking off those enemy Musketeers if they're being tanked by, if the tower's shooting something else.
Right. A little unfortunate for Orange Juice's Miner in that last exchange, though. He was within range of both towers, and although he was able to take out the Musketeer out on the right side, might have been able to get even a little bit more if he had punished hard. OJ, however, with the damage lead, is feeling fine right now.
If OJ was behind this booth, he'd tell you that one corner tile up, one to the right, would not be in range of the towers, and they could fight the Musketeers still.
It's only that very single inside tile, right on the very edge.
The dark one and the light one, right there to the left of the tower is where both towers will hit them.
Clash with Ash sends in a battle ram to try to support the defense on this push, but it's a little bit limp. I think the better hit from Orange Juice was the Miner going to the back left, but nonetheless, the Night Witch holds on to the right side. She's going to stab that thing down. Never mind, I thought the bats were going to finish it off.
You can hear it was so close. But that is within Zap range. Zap is going to do 68 damage and pull that tower down by just 7 hit points.
And you know, like I said earlier, that actually might even be a better result for Orange Juice than actually even tearing the tower down. The fact that the King is now not activated, but OJ can take out that right side anytime he wants with a simple 2 elixir Zap spell.
And I think you're onto something here because he's setting up another giant push in response to the elixir collector. You got to go in and punish, but it looks like he was kind of trapped him there because Clash with Ash has a really good 3 Musketeers push, shredding this giant-based beatdown deck.
Good Goblin catch out the back. Clash with Ash is going to have a chance to move in with some elixir. How's he going to be able to punish, though, with the minion horde from OJ to block this right side attack? Well, but look, the barbs have connected.
Wow.
Is that going to tear it down?
That is definitely going to take it down. The Miner was pristine, did not take a single point of damage, which means that he was going to chop another 500 damage if the Giant had even gone down.
Dang, that's a lot of hit points off. Clash with Ash technically ahead now, 1-0, but in terms of damage dealt, OJ remains in the lead. 1569 on the left side tower to deal. He'll be able to drop his Zap at the right side any time now. 10 seconds left before this thing goes into overtime.
It's totally okay for Orange Juice to stack up his troops like that because Clash with Ash's 3 Musketeer deck doesn't have a big like poison or fireball.
The thing that really stopped Orange Juice last time was a battle ram right on the tower. Goblins and bats right on top with another Musketeer and a Miner is a supplement. This Orange Juice cannot hold on, and Clash with Ash claims victory in this first game.
He is playing for that first place prize of $60,000. Is he going to go back and switch it?
No, man, he's got to switch it up. He wants to peel at least 1 win off of Clash with Ash, and playing the same thing right after he just lost with it, that's not a way to win.
Fair enough.
Starts off with the Mega Minion out back, though. Let's see what Clash with Ash can respond with. Split up Goblin Gang, not a bad starting hand.
Oh, the Miner does not. So the Miner was played simultaneously with the Elixir Collector, so it was meant to go on the tower. It was never really meant to go on the Elixir Collector. But the good news for OJ is that now he doesn't have to worry about a Miner. He can cycle right on back to the next Elixir Collector.
2 minions drop, and Clash with Ash is unhappy to see them get zapped down. You'd expect to see a big spell from CWA to take out that pump in the center, but nothing from him yet.
And if you count the cards at the bottom, so OJ played the Elixir Collector as a 2nd card. We got a 3rd card and a 4th card. 2 more cards need to come out for that Elixir Collector to come back in hand. You saw earlier, Clash with Ash was saying in that video that Elixir Collector's a really hard card to play against because if they can snowball one collector into the other, they build up these massive advantages.
You know what's about to happen? 3 Musketeers.
Ooh, I guess that's a good point. Oh, good call, buddy. And why did that come out right then?
Indeed, it does appear to be a fireball or poison bait deck. You have the Minion Horde, the Elixir Collector, and the 3 Musketeers. Those 3 cards all get responded pretty valuably on defense by that spell, but you need 3 spells, and there's no way even with a mirror to be able to throw all those down. The connection at the right side in the battle ram is good, and even with Orange Juice's left side pump getting obliterated by the Miner there, he's going to take a lot of damage out the right lane. Golem not able to hold on. This cannon push is looking pretty good out the right side.
Super impressive push. The nice part for the cannon cards, it's not in range of anything, so it can just sit here and shoot away all these tanks that were played. The baby dragon's going to fly ahead and absorb the tower.
Ooh,
so Clash has to react to this cannon card, or else it's going to be in big trouble.
Certainly does, and the Goblin Gang's not going to get the job done. Barely actually manages to keep the cannon card out of range. Oh, and an unfortunate play.
It's easy to forget that turns into a building, and the battle ram just immediately turned into 2 barbs. I don't know if I'd spend 4 elixir for 2 barbs, given that you get 4 for 5.
I think Ash imagined that cannon cart was actually in range, and he felt like he had to tear it down.
Oh, gotcha.
Might have been it, because I mean, the battle ram wasn't going to target onto the cannon cart if it had still remained in mobile cannon mode, right?
That poison comes down a little late, so the Musketeers aren't going to die to it. The cannon cart's going to start shooting the ice golem while the Musketeers are trying to turn that cannon cart into a cannon.
No good catch from the Goblins out the right side. Looks like the Musketeers will not be able to take the left side tower out. Clash with Ash retains a huge damage lead. Can OJ make this big golem push happen? We've been waiting all game for it, and we haven't seen it. This might be the chance, though. Clash with Ash pumps up, and that's going to be a big elixir deficit for him. Can he hold on to his defense?
That was a somewhat risky play for him, I feel like, because with only 20 seconds left in the game, I'm not sure how much you really need to pump up right there versus just splitting 3 Musketeers over.
I think OJ's about to get a tower down. He gets both of the Golemites to connect. The Mega Minion gets a little distracted, though. Can the Golemites finish this thing off before CWA has a chance to tear a tower down? He hasn't done it yet. Miner goes into the back, connects, but the Mega Minion gets there quicker. Orange Juice turns it around. It's a 1-1 draw between these two teams now.
Woo, buddy. Maybe even defeat one of the pros in what would be a massive upset.
I agree with you 100% on that one, man. Totally agree. These guys 2-0'd their opponents in the first round. OJ beat Nick in a 2-0, Ash beat Cam in a 2-0, and it makes no surprise to anyone here that they would both be able to pull a victory off of each other and go to a 1-1 draw tiebreaker to decide the winner.
I'm super impressed with Clash with Ash's play in this tournament. You can tell he's really been practicing with a lot of the other pros. He's pulling off moves and understanding the flow of the matchup so well. We have a battle ramp coming in. I think those minions are going to break it, but the barbs are going to inch closer. They do not fight flying minions.
No, they don't. Clash with Ash leveraging the elixir that he juiced up from the elixir collector greatly, but unfortunately for Orange Juice, that push gets turned backwards. Night Witch in front of the giant dies really quickly, and even though OJ is actually tearing a hole in both the left and the right side towers, looks like he's not getting the connection he was really looking for there.
Those Night Witch bats did a really good job, actually. Those Night Witch bats killed the better part of a minion horde. In another situation, another placement, maybe the minion horde would have finished off the bats and then moved on in a complete swarm over the giant.
CWA with lots more juice to play around with, though. Pumps up in the back right. It looks like it's a tie on the elixir bars, 5-5 right now, but with CWA's 8-9 elixir in these 2 pumps, he could very viably get a big hit in here. Minor minion horde at the right side is just what he's looking for.
Is Zap going to be enough? It looks like Zap does come in and just at the last moment to save the day. If that Zap was not in cycle, that would have been a down tower.
And even with that big hit, CWA retains the elixir advantage. A couple more drops to play around with. No elixir collector in cycle just yet, though. He might have to move in with maybe a battle ram or try to poke and prod over there on the left side, it appears, with an ice golem.
We just saw the teammates up in the castles waving their emoji faces. Don't forget, if you're watching here on YouTube, we have added king face emojis to the chat. Give it a try.
That's right. Face palm, thinking king, popcorn king, and the surrender. I don't see that option being used by any one of these kings, though.
I love the Night Witch so much on defense. I think people underestimate how much damage she does to single targets.
Dashing left from the bandit, hits on that 3 Musketeer.
Oh, what a fireball! Takes out 1 Musketeer and leaves the other 2 in danger.
Giant locks on, he brings the right side tower down to triple digits. Good hit for Orange Juice, and he's going to be happy as we go into late overtime. By having spells in his deck, he's going to have an easy option to get reliable damage on that right side.
Clash with Ash had a big elixir lead earlier, but both of those pumps are gone now because of positive elixir trades by Orange Juice, and it's going to be tough for him to regain that advantage late in the game. He's just got to win with combat now.
This is a massive push. Giant's about to connect. He gets 1 punch off. Zap buys him. No, not quite a second punch, but the miner out back gets a little bit of chip in there. 2 more fireballs would close the game out in Orange Juice's favor, but can he defend against the big pushes CWA is putting together?
Minion Horde is proving itself. It costs 5, it's not a cheap card at all, but look at how powerful this is. Minion Horde has stopped every one of these pushes in their tracks for the last minute.
Nothing to block the miner. He walks on out back and is going to start chipping away at the tower. Fireball Zap will do it. Orange Juice has won the game.
And his contingents in the crowd, his constituents from the Orange.
We'll be right back.